A very good happy Monday morning to everyone out there. Hope you all had a phenomenal weekend. Landon Hampton here with you to bring you your latest weather and night forecast courtesy of On Target. It's going to be extraordinarily hot and extraordinarily muggy, folks. We do have an uptick in rain and storm chances. It's going to take us throughout the mid and a little bit later in the work week time frame. We're going to be looking at heat indices, though, nearing 100 degrees each and every afternoon with a typical summer-like pattern. In the heat and humidity department, holding strong here for the foreseeable future. You will know we got a few sporadic downpours present. We got some cloud cover that's present across the region as well. Going to have that front there off to our north and west, slowly but surely approaching the region. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be crossing down through the state. And that's going to be keeping that heat and mugginess alive out there. Barren River Lake Skycam showing a beautiful start to a very hot and muggy day. You can see the haziness hovering right there along and above the treetops. We got the pop-up showers there off in the distance. That's actually impacting over Brownsville to Edmonton County as we speak. And our Skycam, the Reed Dossie House Skycam in particular, is showcasing that nicely. Look at the wet pavement out there. Had an absolute downpour that just occurred there. Not everyone is going to see rain today. This is the perfect example of these air mass storms that get going in a very warm and soupy environment. They can flat out put a dousing of rain down rather quickly if you get caught in the great outdoors. Temperatures and dew points tell the weather story. Already nearing the 70-degree mark this morning. We're going to be sending highs all the way up to around the 90-degree mark. Dew point's going to be ranging to right around the mid, at times upper 70s as we work throughout the week. It's going to feel like a microwave loaf of bread in the great outdoors if you're catching my drift, all right? Taking a look here at the current surface setup this morning, we have got this front low pressure system located well off to our north and west. That's what's going to be slowly but surely approaching from that same direction. But again, unfortunately, it's simply not going to be making its way through the entire region, all right? If we can jump over here and we can take a look at the latest in terms of model guidance, we'll give you the breakdown of how this surface setup is going to behave throughout the midweek time frame. We're continuing to go throughout today. We get into our Tuesday. This is whenever we're going to see better chances of scattered showers and storms. And then we're going to progress into the early morning hours of our Wednesday. And then working closer into the Wednesday afternoon time frame as well. And you can take a look here at how the surface setup is going to appear. Got this cold front stretching across the Ohio Valley back to the Great Plains. High pressure set up over the spine of the Appalachians will continue to funnel that rich Gulf moisture right across the Wobbles community in the surrounding Commonwealth. We're going to have that deep southwest patch that's going to keep all that warm, moist air in place. This is going to fire off sporadic storm chances, but also bring that heat and humidity, keeping it around as well. Here's looking at the simulated radar activity. Again, we've had a few sporadic downpours early this morning. Not as widespread as what this particular model has been showing, but it has been present out there. We work into this afternoon, going to stay isolated in nature here across our region. You get caught underneath it, gusty winds, frequent lightning, excessive rainfall will be the weather story. We're going to roll into our Tuesday. A little bit better coverage, as you can see here, especially as we work through each afternoon during the peak heating time frame, whenever our instability is going to be maximized. And then again, we get into Wednesday. This should be our peak day of the widespread or widely scattered showers and storms, if you will. Not going to be a widespread monsoon washout where it's just going to rain for hours on end. But with that being said, the sporadic downpours and storms could become strong in nature. And again, folks, this is going to take us all the way through the Wednesday, even into the Thursday time frame as well, all right? Take a look at these dew points and how they're going to behave. We're sitting right around the 68, 69 degree mark early this morning. We work into this afternoon, we're going to be all the way up to right around the mid-70s. You'll note as we work into our Tuesday and Wednesday, going to have dew points creeping upwards to the upper 70s at times. It's going to feel like the air that you can wear out there. You might need the scuba gear before you head out the door. It is going to be relentlessly hot and humid. As you can see here, folks, this is taking us all the way into Wednesday and Thursday as well. It's going to be a repetitive weather pattern out there. Getting a look here at the heat index that those high dew points are going to funnel in here. Each and every afternoon, we're going to be approaching the century mark of 100 degrees, all right? Here we are working into our Tuesday. We're going to creep all the way up close to that again. We get into our Wednesday. You all get the idea. We've just got this typical mid to late summertime pattern that's simply not loosening its grip. Looks like it's going to stay around here, folks, throughout the vast majority of the week. We're going to have rain and storm chances taper down to an extent. They're not going to be eradicated from the forecast. It's going to continue Friday all the way through the weekend. Heat and humidity is going to be lingering. It's not going to be going anywhere as well, all right? Now, for the good news, any rain and storm chances we get, we're not expecting severe weather. Just a generalized storm risk that's overlaid throughout today, tomorrow, Wednesday, on into our Thursday as well. We could have a few storms that could become strong with excessive rainfall, localized flooding, gusting winds, and frequent lightning. But our shear parameters that really help storms get organized remains very low on the totem pole. Not very impressive valuations that models have been placing off in that regard. Something that could be impacting our sensible weather pattern here in the U.S. mainland will be the next development of a tropical cyclone. National Hurricane Center is given a 90% probability of this new tropical wave coming off the west coast of Africa, developing into a tropical cyclone, and it's got a pretty straight and narrow west-northwesterly stretch of the path it's going to take. It's going to be worth keeping very close eyes on, as that could obviously meander towards the U.S. mainland. So here over the next week, got a whole lot of eyes in the meteorological world that will be keeping very close eyes on that. Total rainfall amounts throughout this week, it's going to be sporadic. It's the storm roulette. Got anywhere from 1/4 of an inch all the way up to an inch of total rainfall. If you get caught underneath these nearly stationary storms that develop, folks, you might even get localized areas that see even in excess of an inch of total rainfall here over the next 4 to 5 days. So please go ahead and keep that in mind. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast. We got loads of sunshine today, only an isolated shower or storm chance that we've already seen impacting portions of the Wobbles community this morning. Highs right around the low to mid 90s, heat indices near 100. Rain and storm chances become more scattered with the approaching front. Tuesday into Wednesday and Thursday becoming more isolated in nature, Friday all the way through the weekend. But folks, highs between the low and mid 90s, dew points in the mid and upper 70s, heat indices around 100 degrees. Not going to be very fun out there outside of any rain and storm chances, as that heat and humidity is going to get a bit oppressive, to say the least. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Monday morning weather or not forecast, brought to you by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a blessed start.